If you've seen the news lately about home sellers slashing prices, well, this is a great example of how headlines are doing more to terrify than to clarify. So, news and media outlets, their main goal is to get us to click on their stories so they can sell more ads, right? They're just trying to gain our attention with these scary headlines. But here's what's really happening with home prices. Let me give you an example of how headlines are trying to get our eyeballs on their articles. Here's a recent article from Redfin, and it reads, "Price drops hit highest level in 18 months as high rates dampen buyer demand." And that headline, it does make it sound like home prices are declining. While it's true that the latest report from Realtor.com shows that 16% of homes on the market had price reductions in May. But that doesn't mean that overall home prices are falling. The bottom line is home prices are higher now than they were a year ago, and they're expected to keep rising. So the key is knowing the difference between asking price and the sold price. In essence, the asking price is the amount a seller hopes to get when they list their home. And in reality, sellers can't just put any price tag on their house and expect it to sell for top dollar. And today's buyers are savvy customers. When they aren't willing to pay a premium for a home because their budgets are strained, like right now with higher mortgage rates, sellers need to adjust. And that's exactly what's happening right now. The seller's asking price may change based on market factors and what offers they receive or maybe don't receive. If a seller isn't getting much foot traffic or those offers, you may see them revise the price to reignite interest in their home. And that's where price reductions come in. When you see the words price drops in a headline, it does sound like it's saying declining home prices. On the other hand, the final sold price is the amount a buyer actually pays when the transaction is complete, when they buy the home and they get the keys to the house. Here's the most important thing to note. Actual sold prices, they're still rising, and they are expected to continue to do so for at least the next 5 years. So while there has been an increase in price reductions recently, this doesn't mean that overall home values are declining. Instead, it is a sign that demand is moderating, and we're starting to see a housing market like before the pandemic. And as a result, sellers are adjusting their expectations to align with today's market reality. Next, let's take a look at this map. It includes data from the Federal Housing Finance Agency, and it shows how prices rose just about everywhere in the country, indicating the market is not in decline. In fact, nationally, prices went up 6.6% over the last year. While seller price reductions are often a leading indicator that prices may moderate in the months ahead, they aren't necessarily a reason for alarm in this current market. And as I mentioned a minute ago, prices are still expected to rise over the next 5 years. So let's go over that data right now. As you can see, this chart shows data provided by Fannie Mae's Q1 2024 Home Price Expectations Survey, which is a survey of housing experts across the country. As you can see, they expect home price appreciation of 3.8% this year, 3.4% next year, 3.9% in 2026, 4.2% in 2027, and 4.1% in 2028. Let's put this in perspective with a real-world example. A home purchase for $750,000 this year would be worth $778,000 in 2025 and $805,000 in 2026. By 2028, that same home is going to be worth $906,000 based on these experts' forecasts. That's an increase of over $150,000 in 5 years. This is why purchasing a home is such a good investment, especially if you plan to stay in the home for a long period of time. Bottom line, while the uptick in price reductions might seem troubling, it's not a cause for concern. It reflects a market adjusting to the new conditions. Home prices are continuing to grow, just at a more moderate pace, similar to pre-pandemic times. I hope this helps you if you're considering buying or selling a home. And if you're still not sure or need help with buying, selling, or investing, contact my team to let us guide you home.